from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
And we got our last game, and we just added this to our docket because the line came out, and Marley really likes this one. We're talking about Oklahoma Sooners. We stand in the Big 12. Oklahoma Sooners taking on the TCU Horned Frogs. The Sooners are 12-4, and this game tips off at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Sooners are 12-4 on the year, 8-8 against the spread, while the TCU Horned Frogs are 11-2 on the year, 6-5-2 against the spread. Injury reports right now for Oklahoma, they're dealing with some quarantine issues. Center Za. He is questionable. Johnson, the guard, is questionable. Mason, the guard, is questionable. He's also questionable at the forward position, all due to COVID. As far as TCU, Evans is out and Wells is out. Last time we seen OU, they lost to Texas 66-52 on the 11th. While TCU won 60-57 against Kansas State, they actually came back. They were down by double digits in that game, and they fought back on the road to get that victory. I think I took them to money line.
I took TCU money line that game.
And the live betting. Get to these extra facts real quick. The over has hit 12 out of the last 18 games for OU. They're 12-4 straight up in the last 16 games, but 4-0-1 against spread in the last 5 games against TCU. 8-0 straight up in the last 8 games against TCU. 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games on the road. 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games on the road against TCU. And 2-9 against the spread in the last 11 games against a Big 12 conference opponent. TCU 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games. The over 5 out of the last 6. They're 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games. The total has also gone over 6 out of the last 9 games against OU. 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games at the crib. But like I said earlier, they're 1-7 straight up in the last 8 games against OU. 3-8 against the spread in the last 11 games against Big 12 conference opponents. So TCU hosting Oklahoma. Marley, what is your play?
All right. I'm on the Horned Frogs here, man. Pick them at home. Give them to me. Like I said earlier, I don't know how good Oklahoma is yet. But you just spelled it out for me with a bunch of host of injuries and COVID reports on that game. I took TCU in that last game against a pretty good Kansas State team. They actually were leading at halftime by a point. And, it was a tight game all the way through. And outside of Baylor and a unexplainable loss to Santa Clara early in the year, like the 4th game, this team has been flawless. I think this is one of my sleeper teams in the Big 12. They necessarily haven't been tested yet in the Big 12 outside of Baylor, which they lost by 12, but everybody loses to Baylor. Tech got one in, caught them sleeping. I'm high on this TCU team as of right now. This would be a good test for me to really see where they're at. I don't know where Oklahoma's at neither, but I really like TCU at the crib and the way they played the first half of the season.
All right. Yeah.
All going to be on my boy. My bad. I've been meaning to do this.
No, you're good. You're good, bro. You're good.
Mike Williams. Got to mention Mike Williams. 17 points a game, leading the Horned Frogs. He's also leading them in assists, 4.8. We can call it 5 points a game. And so if he has a typical Mike Miles games, I expect for TCU to come out on top.
All right. Yeah, I am gonna stay off this game. I'm not gonna fuck with it. If I was to make a lean, I'd go TCU. TCU is a tough, scrappy little team, but I'm staying off of it. I got my 3 plays for tomorrow, and I'm good till we see what that Baylor versus Oklahoma State line is, and I'm over that Baylor, whatever it is. Because
I was gonna say I don't even care what it is. I'm all over Baylor.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from